Greg's coming to you on 16 July, June, excuse me, 22. Time on deck is 1700 hours Central Daylight Time. My friends, good news and bad news. And the bad news is KSC is worried that SpaceX Starship will nuke their center, will nuke KSC. But the good news is that Starship may actually finally get to fly from Texas because the FAA has approved their much awaited, way overdue environmental assessment, which they have been performing for many months on end. But the good news is SpaceX might be able to fly if only they can accomplish 75 different feats and tasks. So holy walking smoking moly, guys, what's it all about? So that's what we're going to shout. Now, guys, subscribe to my channel, bang the update notification bell, and click off if you've not already done so, because I'm going to bring you this and a lot more exciting news about space development. And I think what SpaceX can accomplish is going to be phenomenal once they get through all the bugs and the bureaucratic bugs. And of course, there's a lot of technical things to be worked out. It might mean some fireworks. They might actually blow a few starships up along the way. SpaceX seems to be, or at least Elon Musk seems to be supportive of doing that. But NASA is a little bit more reluctant when it comes to their launch pads at KSC. So let's see what all this means. Let's talk about it. And we're going to start with the good news. And the good news is the possibilities and the probability that SpaceX will indeed be flying their Starship. And Elon Musk had said July. He said they could possibly fly it in July. It's possibly. Of course, they still got to get this launch license. They haven't got the launch license yet, but the pathway to getting it has been laid out. And there's 75 environmental hoops that SpaceX has to jump through. They have to clear these actions to mitigate impacts to Boca Chica's beach environment before they can get a launch license. Now, my friends, did you ever see the video I did a couple years ago asking, will SpaceX nuke Boca Chica? Basically, the Starship has twice the amount of fuel as Russia's old N1 or a Saturn V rocket. And by the way, there's a Saturn I rocket, that big tall one right back here behind me. And that's not nearly as powerful as a Saturn V. That's a big rocket, right, guys? Have a look at it. Well, I'll turn it around a little bit and we'll have a look at it. So that is a big rocket. Now, we'll look at it now. Hang on. From the standpoint here, I hope it's clear, that thing is huge. But it is nowhere near as big as a Saturn V, a Russian N1, or even close to a Starship with a super heavy booster. Holy smoke, guys. It's got twice as much fuel as the Saturn V did. So that is going to be fuel. And the Saturn V was said to be the equivalent of a small atom bomb. When the N1 rocket blew up in 1969 above the pad, it scattered debris for 6 miles. Boca Chica's 2 miles from the launch pad there that SpaceX is using. That's why I asked that question. And actually, one of the flights, I think it was 11, already actually strode debris, something like 6 miles, 7 miles, I think, actually. Light debris, but debris. So, holy smoke, guys, you know, there's something to be considered. And this is why the environmental assessment was levied upon them, why it took so long. The environmentalists in the area were actually trying to stop SpaceX cold turkey completely. Well, it might seem to be a short-term gain from the environment if they did that. But the long term, it may be that this space endeavor that SpaceX is setting forth might be what preserves Earth life in the long run, because we need more than one basket for life to live in if we got all our eggs in one basket here on planet Earth. So let me go into this. Let's talk about what the FAA is requiring here. So I think what SpaceX is doing is good and needs to continue. But SpaceX has got levied upon them a lot of requirements here. So what they got to do to get their launch license is is they got to do all these things before they can even do any more testing. Before not only just launch it, before they can continue their testing program. They've done a lot of tests there, but they can't even do that. They can't do anything that requires FAA approval until they go through these steps. So Monday, the FAA said this. He said dozens of environmental adjustments have to be made, including protections for water resources. Now, how's the FAA, how is SpaceX supposed to protect water resources? That might mean not spilling contaminants, you know, all the different things you use about rockets. So maybe that's what they mean. That's not clear yet, to me at least. So They got limits on noise levels. Limits on noise levels. Have you ever heard a rocket go off? A rocket with 33 Raptor engines on board? Holy smoke. It's going to be more thrust than any booster ever fired. We're going to limit the noise level. We're going to put mufflers on these engines? Holy smoke. Rocket mufflers. That ain't going to fly. So how are they supposed to limit noise? Now, see, that one, I don't know, my friends. I don't know. Maybe it's just everyday noise. I don't know what they mean by that. That's going to be hard to do. With 33 Raptor engines, holy fucking smoke moly, guys. Limit noise levels. And also, biohazard materials control. Okay, I can see them being more stickler on that, and they should be. SpaceX will have to work with a qualified biologist, basically to minimize the impact on sea turtles. So maybe before they can launch, a biologist has got to go out there and count the sea turtles. See where they're at. I don't know. Herd them out of the way. Pick them up. I don't know. They're also supposed to provide a shuttle for the employees of SpaceX to go between the launch complex in Brownsville, Texas, I guess where most of them are actually living. And maybe that's to limit parking in the beach area, because see, these people there want to limit impact on the beach. And that may be part of it, of the locals. They're supposed to perform a quarterly cleanup of the beach. Considering the guys might make a mess down there, I might can see that. I'm not sure that they're the only ones making a mess on the beach, right, guys? What do y'all think? Also, SpaceX will have to, now this is where it starts getting funky. SpaceX will have to contribute to local education and preservation efforts. Okay, just by being there, I'm sure that's going to be a very educational experience, but they probably have specifics in mind. But this, okay, like this. This is including preparing historical context reports for events of the Mexican and Civil Wars that took place in the area. You know, this just kind of reminds me, you know, like when I was a kid in school, you know, when you get punished for something, the teacher said, right, 100 times, I will not talk out loud in class. Is that what that is? It kind of makes me think of that, right? But why is SpaceX supposed to be chiming in on, they're the future. Why are they supposed to be chiming in on the Mexican and Civil Wars? Are they supposed to take sides? Which side are they supposed to take in these events? I mean, see, that's actually a problematic question, is it not? Holy guac, smoke moly. 100 times, I will not talk loud in class. I had to do it a few times. Can you imagine that? And the fact that I had to do it a few times means it didn't work the first time, right? I talk loud, it's what I do. Gosh, guys. Let's see. Replace missing ornaments on a historical marker. Okay, does somebody take a historical marker and just kind of knock stuff off? I got some historical markers behind me here. They're kind of messed up. So, you know, maybe SpaceX needs to come here and work on these historical markers too, right, while they're at it. Not. Okay, make $5,000 contribution to each of the organizations that protect endangered birds of prey and ocelots. Now, how many endangered birds of prey are there? Guys, you know, that might be a way to make a living. Just go down there and set up, you know, so many emptying up organizations for different birds of prey and put your hand out. Hey, SpaceX! Guys, I don't know. This is beginning to sound a little bit like, you know, a little over the top, right? But now, okay, well, maybe the birds of prey need it. Maybe it'll help them, and birds of prey might be. But this is the censure here. They're supposed to put money in the recreational fishing program. Recreational fishing program. How do you expel extortion? Is that extortion? I mean, you know, come on. Yeah, see, it just goes on and on. These rules go on to such things as the rules of the road. Trailers for sale or rent. Yeah. King of the road. Rules of the road. No kidding, guys. Not when they have road closures and things like that. Why don't the beachgoers want to be able to go to the beach, and they want SpaceX spoiling all their fun down there, I guess. Like most people won't be down there to watch a rocket launch instead. That's what I think is going on. Maybe they don't want that either. So how does SpaceX respond to that? They said, yay! Hey, we're now one step closer to the first orbital flight test of Starship. Ta-da! That's how they celebrated that. So, you know, they're kind of happy. Maybe they can make it work. But they got 75 rules and things they got to dance and sing and blow smoke and so forth. Can they succeed? Will they do it? Will they pull it off? Well, they better hope they can, because they're running into trouble with KSC. You know, They wanted a couple of different launch complexes. They wanted one in Texas and one in Florida. And they slowed down the Florida activities, and now they're trying to pick that back up, especially with all the impending paperwork they've had to deal with in Texas, because Texas is not, those birds down there hadn't got used to launching rockets. And I'm here to tell you, there is a osprey nest right there near the vehicle assembly building at the Kennedy Space Center. They're all over the place. The birds of prey like watching rockets launch. You know, they love it. They're all over the Kennedy Space Center. So, yeah, but those birds, they're used to rockets. They know how to spell rocket, apparently. The ones in Texas, they've not been educated yet. So maybe that's what the education needs to be about. Okay, here, bird, watch this. This is a rocket. See this? This is a rocket. It goes. Don't get scared. Don't run. Don't fly off. Don't die. Don't have a heart attack. It means there's going to be a lot of little dead birdies around that you can swoop down and eat after it flies. All right, so enough of that. I had a little fun with the things there with Texas. But what's happening? What's this about Kennedy Space Center? Well, the Kennedy Space Center is concerned that their ability to supply a space station will be taken out should Starship explode near the pad. Well, that could happen. And yeah, it could do that. Because, you know, they're launching from pad 39A at the Kennedy Space Center, which is the same pad that SpaceX also uses for their Crew Dragon and Crew Cargo launches on the Falcon 9s, you know, Falcon, hopefully maybe even some more Super Heavies. I don't know if they'll be in those flying or not, but this is where they launch from. That pad has an exclusive contract, I think it's 20 years, with SpaceX. It's also the pad that used to launch the Saturn V's. Just a few Saturn V's launched from pad 39B early in the Saturn V program. A lot of Saturn 1s launched from 39B. There's a Saturn 1. I don't think any Saturn 1s launched from 39A where SpaceX is at. But it's only it's like, what is the mileage? It's 1.64 miles between pads 39A and 39B. 1.64 miles. What's that mean? It's well within the quantity distance, and in all actuality, a takeout of one pad could take out the other. Possibly, or at least do one. It won't take out the concrete, but it could do very significant damage to the structures at the pad. But, you know, this also says something else. It says that NASA doesn't have a lot of faith in their fallback of using the Boeing's Starliner, CST-101, which just launched unmanned to the ISS. I covered some of that mission live. The hatch closeout live. I was at work and couldn't do the splashdown live. But, guys, so what does this mean? I mean, maybe Boeing, NASA just isn't confident about Boeing CST-100 Starliner yet. So maybe they aren't, but it launches a different pad, 41C, I think. Now, it just so happens also that if you take 6 miles away from pad 39A, you actually do get into about 4 pads off the Cape Canaveral Air Force side of the launch complexes there. So it's possible that some more damage could be done. Things could happen. And the only reason NASA is concerned with that is because they did have so many explosions at Boca Chica area with the Starships in their experimental phase. And they were still new to this, and you can expect rockets until we get the bugs worked out to go boom. You got to remember Allison's laws of rockets. 1, rockets go boom. 2, rockets have always gone boom. 3, rockets always will go boom. Our job is to make rockets go boom less often. I don't know about putting mufflers on them, though. That ain't going to work. Anyway, we got a beautiful sunset here. Let's see, through the trees. Got to stop and smell the roses, guys. Enjoy Mama Nature. But, guys, you know, it's so fertile here in Alabama. We have rocket gardens. That's what we have here in Alabama, guys. This is an old Army Ballistic Missile Agency rocket garden. And here, the historical plaques are blank. I think they're just starting to, looks like they're just starting to clean this stuff up a little bit. Looks like the V2's got cleaned up a little bit, not the other ones. Need some repainting. The sign, this sign's messed up too. You would think that maybe Starship guys can come up here and work on these signs from SpaceX. Nah, it just does need some cleanup. Hey, but see what rockets are good for? Bird nest. Holy guac and smoking moly, great bird nest. So come back here. That's right. So here to finish it up, guys, just know this: SpaceX is now got a chance to fly. I believe they will. They won't have near the trouble, I don't think, getting approval to fly out of KSC, providing that they can convince NASA they're not going to blow a plant up. I don't know, that might be a hard job too. But you know what? All the hurricanes that hit there, both places, and all the trouble that SpaceX is having in both launch complexes, Elon should have listened to my video saying, Elon, come to Alabama. We got the Port of Mobile. It's just been cranked back up for shipbuilding. It was a major shipbuilding place once. It's still underutilized. You can put your floating piers there, those big oil derricks, and take them out in the Gulf of Mexico and launch them there. And you'll be nearly as susceptible to hurricanes as you are at the moment. And you'll have a lot more launch latitude. So, and up the river, all kind of rocket facilities, engineers, metallurgical facilities, and the Gulf of Mexico would be a great place to return asteroid materials. And of course, he's already splashed down in the Gulf of Mexico, the Crew Dragon program. So, Elon, come to Alabama. Quit messing around with Texas and Florida. That's what you need to do. Okay, guys, I'm going to check y'all's chat real quick, and I got to run. Let's see here. We got 16 in the room, 14 thumbs up. We could use a few more thumbs up, guys. So let's see what everybody's having to say, and I got to go. All the sun. Good to see you. Tim Casper, hello, Greg and family. All the sun, ding ding, there you go. On Smith. 2 is my checking number. Well, good, thank you. Elon and his mother believe Elon is the one to bring the AI satanic agenda. Don't be fooled by him. His connections are nefarious, even his history. Well, I've seen some various questions about it all. His mother is a model, still model at her age, and her dad is was an engineer. So, I don't know, guys, I mean, you know, he does say a lot of right things, and a lot of his text things that would give people hope, but he's also involved in quite a few other things, and time will tell. Time will tell. I'm not worshiping anybody, guys. What's the Bible, what does Jesus says? Put trust in no man. All right. Halo and Arnold Smith. All right, this is all the sun. Elon would be the mother lode of more so than Epstein. Ooh. Number 8. Well, let's see, 5 minutes behind you. Okay, John and Spirit, 5 minutes behind you. You around here somewhere? Them green electronic rockets, yeah. The ones behind me are not electronic, I'm gonna promise you that. Well, they did have some electronics in them, but they were back from the vacuum tube days. I will not take land from Mexico. Well, we're talking about using the Gulf of Mexico, which is not in Mexico, okay? I hear a lot of the southern United States is over the Gulf of Mexico. Greg's at his place is like I am when I go to the total tool store. Wife says, just not take a cot and tent with me. Oceanfront property on Groom Lake. Oh, there you go. I thought I'd visit this place just if I live close. Pretty awesome. There you go, John Spirit. Funny how Elon changes from Dem to Republican, and then after going after SpaceX. Elon is also hiding the spontaneous explosions of lithium batteries made. Hey, Deborah, I can cover that. Yeah, that's one of the big things I have written review item discrepancies on against our rockets here is those dadgum lithium-ion batteries. I have a lot of issues with those and rockets. Just wondering if you'll be doing another show. I'm going to be live tonight on Rex's platform, and I may go live on Green Greg's later. I might even do another show if I can squeeze it in, if I don't spend too much time reading notes here. All right, but I got to run. I got a lot of stuff I got to prepare for the show on Rex's channel tonight. Allison's fourth law: run very fast. I've done that. I have run from my life from a rocket. And one time I hid behind a big pine tree, but no, I have actually had to run from my life from a rocket. There we go. They assemble the Ospreys here in Amarillo. Amarillo. Okay, it's cool watching them test fly. It's really cool. New one looked like maybe the wings folded for aircraft carriers. Okay, could be, could be. Alrighty guys, I'm gonna run. I might try to squeeze out another little Green Greg's video. Anyway, I hope y'all check my worm apocalypse. Oh my God, there's so much to report on right now. I don't have time to do it, guys. I just can't find time to cover everything there is to cover. It's challenging. It is something. Maybe I'll do my other video from right here if I do it. Let me see. It's gonna have to be a quickie though. Thanks everyone. Y'all take care. Share my video. We need more people subscribing to this channel. Anyway, y'all take care and have an awesome, awesome day and night. Good night.